Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. And today we got a really interesting video here, and we're going to answer the question, is Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends going to be sold in the near future? Now, there's reasonable speculation that this will happen or potential to happen, and I will explain myself in this video. But first, make sure you guys like and subscribe the video and to my channel if you guys enjoy the content. It's a huge support for myself, of course. And also, if you guys are interested, I do have a Discord channel, so if you guys want to connect with me outside of YouTube, you guys are free to do so on my Discord channel, so make sure you guys hit that up. So without further ado, let's jump into the topic of this video. Okay guys, so first things first, Plarium just did a midterm or a mid-year annual address. Basically, if you guys aren't aware, Plarium, which is the studio that develops Raid, is actually owned by a much larger company called Aristocrat Leisure. They are mainly in the business of casino gambling equipment, and they do have a gaming online division, and obviously Raid Shadow Legends belongs in that division for this massive company. I did a quick visual here. So basically Aristocrat Leisure is the operating company at the very top, and they have two divisions in their business. One is just gaming, physical machines. They go through rental, servicing, selling of gaming machines. That's the big part of their business. And the second half of their business is called online gaming. And obviously this part is where games such as Raid Shadow Legends belongs. They also have another part of their online gaming, which is more like sports betting, lottery, other kind of like gambling related games. So they just released this mid-year annual report. It's really cool just to dive into and see what is exactly happening with the company, or at least the big company that owns Raid Shadow Legends. So I want to provide you guys with a little bit of a background before we can make our speculative assumption or reasoning behind, will Raid Shadow Legends be sold? That's the big question we want to figure out based on these financial documents. So I took a look at these financial documents, and basically Aristocrat, which is the big company overseeing everything, they're making a ton of money. They're making a ton of money year after year. Every year they're making money. So we don't have to worry about, obviously, the company closing its lights and this game getting the plug pulled from it. But the big thing to take away from this report that I got is that based on the two divisions of their business, we see here Aristocrat Gaming, which is, like I said, the division that basically has the machines and servicing and sales and rentals. They're growing at about 8%, 11%, basically year over year, which is very, very solid growth. But you can kind of tell after we go over some of these other documents that their gaming portion is very lopsided in terms of how they're growing, and we can see a clear kind of indicator in that business that there are going to be some struggles here. So I'm not going to go over every little bit here, but basically here Pixel United, which is the overseeing I guess division that oversees Plarium and all the studio title games like Viking, Mech Arena, whatever, this part of the business is actually not doing significantly well. The revenue is actually down. So when you're looking at the other part of the gaming division where all the numbers are all going up, profit, revenue, everything, the total revenue for Pixel United, which includes Plarium, Plarium games, they're actually going down. And of course, most of the biggest profits and values all come from actually Raid. Not surprisingly, this has always been the case in many past years. But you can kind of see here over the past years or so, 2022, 2023, 2024, we see a steady decline in the RPG strategy action part, which is the green section here. We see a steady decline in total. This is basically revenues, bookings, revenues. And we see a steady increase in social casinos. So the casino games, like I said, is part of the other part of the gaming section. So you have RPG games, casino games, and there's a clear indicator that casino games and gaming games, like bets, they are going up, whereas the RPG games are actually going down. So quickly reading this, Pixel United comprises of 3 operating businesses: Product, Madness, Plarium, and Big Fish Games. So if you guys will recall, Plarium and Big Fish Games are basically acquisitions that Aristocrat did in the late 2010s, 2017 for Plarium and 2018 for Big Fish Games. And they basically added these studios to basically diversify their portfolio a bit. They wanted to get into gaming, make some money in that space. Obviously, Plarium has been a big positive investment for Aristocrat, having Raid Shadow Legends generate so much money. So they're saying here, social casino has seen a growth of 2%, even though the market has declined 2%. So social casino games have been very strong. So they have several social casino games here, and they've been doing quite well. We can kind of see here, like I said, in this blue bar graph here, that they have been increasing slowly. And then you have the RPG section, which is where Raid Shadow Legends is. And you can see that their annual intake is getting slowly depressed. But Raid Shadow Legends still holding on quite well. They're saying the results benefited from both user acquisition optimization and popular new product features within Raid Shadow Legends, as well as promotional events celebrating this world-class game's 5th anniversary in March. So they're saying that user acquisition has been optimized and they have new features in Raid. Hence, they're still making some good money in Raid. Obviously, they haven't released any new titles in a while, so the maturing games in this category are just going to slowly decline. As evident in this slide here, where it's saying daily active users. So you have daily active users here in 2024 in the dark blue bar, 4.3 million, definitely declining in daily active users. However, the average bookings per daily active user is going up. So even though there's less people playing games such as Raid Shadow Legends, the dollar spent per person playing is going up. So yeah, that's interesting to see, right? So they're saying that, you know, they're focusing more on player retention because obviously they're not getting as many players playing on a daily basis, but each player is spending more money, which I mean, it works, it's working for them. So they're able to keep their profits going. All right, so moving on to the Aristocrat Interactive part of their gaming segment, their business. So this is the part that has the, sports betting, the gambling, the lottery type games. And you can see massive increases here, 49%, 200% in terms of year over year growth, in terms of revenue and profit. So you can see this part of their business is growing massively. So you can see here, iLottery, iGaming, online sports betting segment. So I don't need to be like any kind of financial analyst to tell you that this is obviously a big indicator that Pixel United, or this kind of non-gaming gambling segment for Aristocrat, is not performing as well as the rest of the business. All right. So I don't need to be a financial analyst or dive too much deeper to tell you guys that. And it's definitely not growing as much as the other segments in this business. Some of that is basically like they haven't released any new titles, so there's not too much excitement, but it's also because the games that they have are also very mature now. They're not acquiring users as quickly as before and so forth, but they're still able to get some pretty good profits out of it. Still very profitable, especially Raid Shadow Legends. All right, so I want to bring you guys up to speed with everything, and hopefully you guys have some context to what we're going to be talking about right now. So looking at these articles, I've been reading some of these articles about the transcript. So basically, this is the call that the management from Aristocrat has with shareholders. So what people have been diving into is basically something that the CEO did mention. They're saying that in its latest financials for the first half of the financial year, that's what we were just talking about, the company said the 2 studios had significant scale to its social casino business and broader digital offerings. So this is what we said, that their sports betting, their gambling type games and online offerings were doing extremely well and were going to scale quite well. However, the developers' casual and mid-core portfolios, this is the RPG segment, don't fit into Aristocrat Leisure's new core feature on regulated gaming and social casino. The firm is now conducting a strategic review of the assets and will assess all options. Product Madness, another game division of Aristocrat, was said not to be impacted by the plans. So there is a strategic review of Plarium and Big Fish Games' non-social casino assets. Comes at Aristocrat Leisure, closed its $1.2 billion acquisition of online real money gaming solution provider Neo Games in April. So they're saying Neo Games, which is going to be part of their casino gaming segment, that's going to be basically boosting those profit and growth scale for that segment of their business. Now they're going to focus on the non-casino version games, which is where Plarium is. And they're saying that they're going to be doing a strategic review of this segment. As we can see from the earnings report, that this segment is not performing very good and definitely not in a growth stage similar to their online casino social game segment. So they're saying non-social casino games don't fit. So in an interview with Wall Street Journal, Aristocrat CEO Trevor Croker said the sale or spin-off of the two game companies, which is Big Fish and Plarium, were some of the options open to it. He added RPGs, and strategy titles and casual games don't fit in scale within the portfolio. I mean, like I said, it's pretty obvious based on what we were just reading in their earnings report. Big Fish's casino games said we're going to be excluded from the review. So Aristocrat is definitely focusing on casino games, no longer focusing on or even investing in making new titles for RPG or strategy related games. And then it goes on and says Big Fish was acquired for just under $1 billion and Plarium was acquired for just for $500 million many years ago. So now we have all the info. So basically, the CEO has already laid it out there that they are open to the option of selling basically Plarium and all its assets out to anybody that wants to buy it, because they're trying to basically restructure their entire company to focus more on casino online gaming or casino gaming products like slot machines, which the other half of their business is focused on. So now we come to the fun part of what kind of speculation we can definitely have. What company can actually buy a title like Raid Shadow Legends? Basically, you're buying Raid Shadow Legends because the rest of Plarium's offerings, they are older or they are much smaller than Raid Shadow Legends in terms of earning power. So any prospective company that buys Plarium is obviously looking at Raid Shadow Legends and its profitability. So right now it's still profitable. So it's a good idea for Aristocrat to basically sell this part of their business because Raid Shadow Legends is still profitable, still has some gas in the tank to keep going. So what company possibly needs basically a profitable title, perhaps a title in a segment that they don't have any games in? Would it be a big company looking to maybe enter into this market, or would it be a company that's already in this market, basically a gaming company that looks to add this title in this particular genre? It's interesting, but I think it would have to be a pretty big company, because Plarium's going to be selling, Aristocrat's going to be selling Plarium for a lot more than what they bought it for, obviously, because since when they bought it, they added Raid Shadow Legends, and obviously Raid Shadow Legends makes a ton of money, $200 million a year in revenue. So if they sold it for $500 million, you can easily expect to make that back in a couple of years. So they were probably looking for a pretty sizable chunk of money from this. So what company would you guys think could pick up Plarium? To be honest, I think this is very, very possible that Aristocrat will sell Plarium. And that means Raid Shadow Legends would go to another company. And this could mean some big changes, right? If you sell a company and it goes to another bigger company, they could fold the game. They could fold everything they have, restructure everything. But I think they won't fold Raid, because Raid is the only profitable, super profitable part of buying Plarium. So they'll probably look to, in my opinion, this is actually kind of exciting, because if you have a big company that absorbs Plarium, and then obviously they have Raid, they might be inclined to invest more money into this game to try to ramp it up, give it new life. Who knows? There might be Raid Shadow Legends 2 in the future. You never know, right? Like, you could definitely do something with it with newfound injection of money, for example. So personally, I think a company like Microsoft could, because they already purchased Blizzard, they could be trying to enter this space, and having Microsoft pick up a game like Raid Shadow Legends could get them a foot in the door into this genre where it's borderline, like, it's a strategy game, but we know what it is, right? It's a borderline casino game, right? So it kind of gets Microsoft's foot in the door. They could have it work into, for example, Blizzard, who tried to make a game similar to this, where they were doing super crazy microtransaction sales. I forgot even what it's called. It was based off the World of Warcraft or Hearthstone characters, but it definitely did not work out. So you never know if they might, try to incorporate this into Blizzard somehow. I could totally see it. I mean, that would definitely generate a lot of buzz. And I mean, at this point, it's total speculation on my part, but based on the earnings report that we just went through, and based on what I'm just reading, based on what people are translating from the transcript from the earnings call, conversations with the CEO, the option is there to sell Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends, and that could mean many things, but I don't think that will fold Plarium, which means Raid Shadow Legends won't be folded, and I can't see a company picking up Plarium and not doing anything with them to try to enhance their earning potential for the future. So I can only feel that this is a potential to be something very exciting without needing to hype this up too much. Of course, this is going to be potentially a long-standing thing, and it could never come to fruition, but I think it makes sense for Aristocrat to sell this part of their division and then just focus mainly on casino online gaming. Anyways, guys, this is a little bit of a different video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys actually think about all this. Did I provide good enough reason? Did I provide good enough evidence to let you guys know of a potential sale? If you guys have any more experience with these type of companies, maybe in the past being absorbed, being sold, being restructured, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, I can't remember or cover everything that's ever been bought and purchased and restructured in the past. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't offer financial advice, but it's just super interesting to read this stuff and what's actually happening on the larger macro scale of everything. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below anything you guys have in mind, and appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.